Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Kashif Boothe podcast. If you're new here, each week I sit down with a guest and we discuss their career so far, the highs, the lows, what they've learned, and what's next for them. In today's episode, it is another story time episode where I share stories about my career so far, the good times, the funny times, and the bad times. And in today's episode, I wanted to share with you how I funded my first web series, Nate and Jamie and Imperfect. A lot of people have always said to me, I don't know how you did it. How did you do three web series in 18 months? Like, that's crazy. How did you do it? And I don't know how I did it either. Like, it was a very tough time in my life. It was a lot of anxiety and a lot of brokenness. um, I self funded all of my web series out of my bank account. Um, I started shooting Nate and Jamie in 2016. It started off as a comedy sketch, and the reaction from the comedy sketch led it to becoming a web series. And at the time of making the web series or in development of it, it was quite difficult because I had taken a break from the industry, and at the same time when I started making the web series, I decided to quit my job so at a production company. So it was quite difficult for me to be able to fund the series. So if you look at the first season of Nate and Jamie on my YouTube, it's not really in sync, like the dates of it coming out, because I was not really working. So I was doing freelance work as a production runner slash researcher, but I wasn't really getting any work because I was at a stage in my career where I had too much experience as a runner but not enough as a researcher. So I was in a catch-22 situation. So I needed to make more money. So I decided to do night work on the weekends at retail stores. So that helped me fund Imperfect season one and Nate and Jamie season one. So when I got a certain amount of money, I was able to put all that into it, and that was that. And I was able to use my connections with my fellow filmmakers or industry people who wanted to direct and write and so forth, and they helped me shoot it. And I was really grateful for that. So it was just okay, I get this amount of money every month. Okay, cool, I'm going to put that into it and shoot it. When shooting Nate and Jamie and Imperfect, I did things very strategically. And what I mean by that is I made sure that the episodes, because I wrote Nate and Jamie and Imperfect, so when I was writing them, wrote I wrote them to make sure that it was easy to shoot. So I made sure that everything would be able to be shot in one location. So, for example, in the pilot episode, no, the first episode of Nate and Jamie, which is entitled Double Date, we shot that in a bar, and I made sure that we could shoot that in a bar. So we could use different parts of the bar to make it look like something else. So we had a coffee scene with the two main female characters, and that was shot by a window, and he was able to make it look like a little coffee shop. The guys were hanging out in the bar, so we was able to just shoot by the bar, and then was able to turn the center of the bar into like a restaurant setting, have a few extras in the background, and made it work. You know, the second episode of Nate and Jamie was set in a house and was just able to make it that the whole thing was shot in one house. And I shout out to Lauren, who played Michelle in the series. She let us shoot in her house for free, and I was really grateful because I was struggling to find a place to shoot it because I could not afford to pay for what these houses were charging just to rent for a day. And yeah, so it was just quite, it made it very, very easy to shoot everything, and everything was shot very quickly. So it was never really a full working day. So everything would be shot in about 4 hours. So yeah, so we would shoot very easy, and I'd made it very easy and strategic to save within the budget so that I didn't have to pay too much. I'm grateful to my actors because they were happy to not be paid and just be a part of it. I'd be able to pay the sound guy because he needed sound, and everybody else just volunteered, like Bad Raccoon Media, my exec producer Yaz, Elizabeth, who's a producer, but she also was the director of photography, had my best friend Coulter, who also was the director of photography as well. So I was just really grateful for everybody else to come on board. I would direct it and then also shoot as well. And we would do everything multicam. So it was just easy, so that we just had 3 or 4 cameras set up, and it would just be easy to shoot, get different camera angles. So then it would be easier for me to edit later on, so I didn't have to just go around in circles trying to figure out how to get this done and that done, because I'm just a basic editor and that's all it needed basic editing. And I was just following my dream and my passion, so I just wanted to make it easy to make, and that's why Nate and Jamie and Imperfect were just so easy to get done. But once the first season of Nate and Jamie was done, Imperfect was the next one. So I was able to gain a lot more of connections because people enjoyed what Nate and Jamie was. So then I was able to play around with more camera angles. We still had multicam, but then we had some episodes which were single cam, and that was really cool as well. And then when Nate and Jamie won its award, I was able to gain even more connections because more people wanted to work on it and they were fans of the show and wanted to take the production quality to another level. So then we was able to shoot on Sony AF7s, and I was able to get so many great DOPs, and the quality and production quality, sorry, was just able to be step up. So if you don't have a big budget and you really want to create something, I would suggest that you make your web series easy to make. Don't make it complicated. Don't create so many different locations or so many actors. Make it really easy to shoot. I had a set 4 characters who were in every episode. I went a little bit crazy with the season finale of Nate and Jamie, but I was able to pull that off in the end. We had a 12-hour working day and was able to shoot in a hotel and had a bunch of actors and extras and stuff like that. But we was able to shoot that in one day. So I would recommend keep things short and sweet. Make sure that it's easy to shoot. Shoot multicam. Try and get as many people to help out. Pay for sound. Edit it yourself. Shoot it yourself. Direct it yourself. Make it so easy to do, and then just build from there. Because a lot of people may criticize you for the quality of the web series, or a lot, because I got a lot of that's criticism. But as long as the content is good, people don't care, and then it allows you to then be able to step up and to create content what's better quality, because you're going to network with other people and you're going to want to improve and just really create quality of work what you're proud of. Not to say that I'm not proud of Nate and Jamie, because I'm so happy where I started and where I am now, but you're going to improve and you want to have that top quality and you want it to go far and have success. But as long as the quality is there, then that's fine. Because when I look at Issa Rae's web series Awkward Black Girl, which blew her up, that is not top production quality, but the content was there, and that's what people like. As long as the content is good, you have nothing to worry about. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time about how I shot and funded my first web series called Nate and Jamie. Follow me on Twitter at Kashif Podcast and Facebook and Instagram at the Kashif Boothe Podcast, or on my other social media at Kashif Boothe everywhere, or Kashif Boothe Entertainment. Stay tuned for new episodes coming soon.